Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? Good, and I hope. So, it's your host, Raleigh, here again, and we're talking about indoor air quality because that's an important topic. That's going to be my hot topic. So if you appreciate indoor air quality and want to know more about indoor air quality, then by all means follow, like, and subscribe so you can get more indoor air quality information to help you out inside your home. So the topic for today, the topic I spoke about before, but it's so deep, the information, that I can literally speak on it for hours. So I'm trying to break it up and at least, kind of build up the education of everybody so that we're not throwing too much at you at one time. But today I wanted to speak on filtration. So filtration, because let's go ahead and recap. There are three pillars to indoor air quality. So we have ventilation, we have humidification, and we have filtration. So we're going to talk about filtration today, but there are three pillars, and they all pillar on top of airflow. You got to have airflow, you got to have the right consistent amount of airflow, and then you take care of your humidity control, adding moisture, taking away moisture from your air. You add in your ventilation, bringing in fresh outdoor air and diluting your indoor air when you need to do that because of off-gassing of the products and stuff we bring into our homes and the VOC levels, and carbon dioxide. We have a lot of people over. You want to have control of the amount of ventilation you are bringing into your home. And then the third aspect of indoor air quality, again, is the filtration. The filtration, what we're going to talk about today. So filtration is all about filtering air. Right? We see filters, in a lot of different applications. Water filters. We use filters for a lot of different things. But filtering the air is important. Why? So for one objective, for one thing rather, that filtration does is this matter that is particulate matter, PM 2.5. So particulate matter that is in air, it's in the air that's outside, it's in the air that's in your home, but it's the size of the matter, it's the size of the PM, the particulate matter. The 2.5 particulate matter and lower, that's the size of the matter that can get into your bloodstream. That's the size of the matter that can affect you as a person, get into your actual system. And so think about cigarette smoke. Cigarette smoke is smaller than your PM 2.5. So it gets into your bloodstream. You can test people to see if they have nicotine in their system. Same like carbon monoxide, a deadly gas that's invisible. You can't see it, you can't smell it. People that have been exposed to carbon monoxide, they can get tested and they can see that it's in their blood. And that's because that gas is at a level of particulate matter lower than 2.5. So in short, they say PM 2.5. And anything, PM 2.5 or lower, you kind of want to be conscious of it, and you want to make sure that your air is healthy, it's clean, that there's no particulate matter. So what size are we actually talking about? So I found this very interesting. So a human hair, which I don't have a lot of, by the way. Keep it clean, dog. But a human hair is about 100 micrometers. So that's the size of particulate matter. Size is. It's measured at micrometers. So a human hair is 100 micrometers, and PM 2.5 is 2.5 micrometers. So if you're just doing the math, you want to see how small of a particle we're talking about, you can probably fit 40 PM 2.5 pieces of particulate matter on a human hair right beside each other, and they would equal about the same size. So we're talking about very, very, very small particulate matter. Now there's machines and there's instruments that can measure this particulate matter, and they even have the stuff for your home now, which is really cool. Because now you can measure in your home and you can see when your particulate matter in your home is bad. Side note about particulate matter, anybody that like vapes and stuff, the particulate matter is crazy high. I mean, that's pure, lower than PM 2.5. So just saying, that's going to your body, gets into your bloodstream. Duh, that's why people do it. But the result of PM 2.5 is lung disease, cancers, infections. You get sicknesses. So a lot of stuff lives into PM 2.5, and I mean that's how anthrax, and that's a big old thing back in the day. That's what the scare was. It's like this powder that you may not be able to see could pop out at you through an envelope, and you don't even know it because it gets in your bloodstream. So we can breathe stuff in, and it can affect our body. It can literally kill us. So being conscious of it and having the instruments that can measure the type of air environment that you're in is really practical to do things like that. Not just to scare anybody or anything, but it's just the devices don't even cost that much. So why is this important? Well, PM 2.5 in our house, it's there. It measures dust and particles and dead skin cells. Any type of like pests that get in your home, dogs, cats, any type of insects, all of that stuff is literally just floating around in the air inside our homes. When you get a device that can measure your PM 2.5 and PM 10, there's a PM 10, it's just a bigger particulate. It's 10 micrometers wide instead of 2.5. So yeah, but it's just like all this stuff is like floating around our house. So you can take a device, you can measure, how much of this stuff is in my house, and they have regulations for it. So, if it's below, in my house I like to keep on below 10. It's in the green section. So, below 10 is healthy. And then you start getting outside of that range, then the level of risk goes up, and it kind of tells you, what that level of risk is and what you could be experiencing. Sometimes people experience a lot of headaches when they go home. Like, why do I always get a headache when I go home? And it could just be that, you have stuff inside of your air that is just making you sick, making you nauseous, giving you a headache, because the air you're breathing is just not healthy. It's making your body harder to do its function. We breathe 20,000 breaths a day. 20,000 breaths a day we breathe. If it was just a little bit easier for one breath, a little bit easier across all 20,000, how much more energy would you have? That's crazy to think about. I mean, there's nothing we do more than breathe. There's not one thing that I am conscious of. Once I started thinking about it, I'm like, what do we do more than breathe? Nothing. We breathe all the time. All the time. We're constant. If you don't breathe, you're dead. So we will breathe for the rest of our life. And you breathe at 20,000 breaths on average every single day. And if you can make your breathing easier, if it can be clean, what effect would the smallest change have on your whole life? It's a compounding effect of air. So it's really important. The smallest little thing you can do can have a compounding effect over the whole course of your life, just on something really basic as air. So when you talk about, filtering the air, we need to know the reason why we're filtering what we're trying to filter out. And once you can measure that data, then okay, I need to run my filter, my filtration system, X amount of hours a day or whatever, or it needs to come on whenever it gets a lot of, particulate matter or something inside of the home. It brings up the subject of filters. Like, what's up with the filters? What kind of filters am I supposed to get? There's different types of filters. And filters have a MERV rating, MERV, have a MERV rating. And I can never remember exactly what the MERV rating stands for, but I'll see if I can get that displayed on the screen. So they have that MERV rating, and that MERV rating indicates how much of the particulate matter that these filters can trap. How much of it are they catching? And I'll leave a document that describes the different types of filters and how they're graded. That MERV rating can go, I think I've seen it as low as like 6 and go up to 16. And it just describes how much of the particulate matter that filter is going to catch. In hospitals, like hospital grade filtration is going to be MERV 16. MERV 13 is a really good, excellent household filter. It traps in a lot of different things. And like I said, I'll give you this document. You'll be able to define it somehow and give a breakdown of all the different types of filters that you can have, whatever type of filter you may need in order to clean your air. So that's a little bit about, filtration and why filtration is important. What are we actually trying to do by filtering the air? What's its goals? What are our accomplishments in filtration? So, like I said before, if you're interested in indoor air quality, I take a ride to work 5 days out of 7, and I will just talk about indoor air quality and things we talk about with our homeowners and our guys, so that you can become more aware and